Tiger Woods is back. He has made yet another comeback. This past weekend in the Bahamas, he played pretty well. Ball speeds in the upper 170s, some good drives out there, and he was encouraged about his play. But there's one swing difference that I noticed that I don't hear people talking about, and I wanted to show you what I noticed. A lot of people were talking about how he's bulked up, and we can certainly see the image on the left. He has definitely put on a few pounds compared to the image on the right back in 2020, shortly after his win at the Masters. His swing looked very similar in a lot of senses. So let's watch the swing from this past weekend at the Bahamas. You can see his takeaway versus 2020 is very similar. At shaft parallel, he's in a very similar position. But the change and the difference that I saw was at the top. If we watch his swing from 2020, when he gets to the top here, he sits into his legs real nice as he recenters, and you can see that's the position at the top. Now let's look at his swing this last weekend in 2023. I noticed his backswing got a lot shorter from what he is known to be. This is the very top here. You can see his shaft is not parallel to the ground. And here back in 2020, he is past parallel. Now, I don't know if this is a function of an injury that he's still rehabbing, that he's trying to gain more mobility, or maybe it's due to the increased bulk that he's added in his upper body, reducing his flexibility and his rotation. But you can see his shoulder turn based on the angle of his right arm right here versus here. You can see that his shoulder turn has decreased from 2020 until now. Now, maybe he'll regain mobility throughout the season as he plays more, but this is something that I noticed from first swing that I haven't heard many people talking about, and it is yet to be determined how that impacts his ball speed, his distances, and his scoring. Other than the shoulder turn here at the top, you can see a lot of similarities. His flat wrist here matches the angle of his club face, flat wrist here matching the angle of his club face. The position is very similar, except he just cuts his backswing short. Now let's fast forward into the downswing. At shaft parallel here, shaft parallel back in 2020. Very similar positions. Maybe he's a little bit more bent over in 2020 than 2023. You can see the gap here between his body and his right elbow is a little bit less than the gap right here. Another mobility issue potentially. Same once we get to impact, the positions are very, very similar. You can see the daylight between arms here, the daylight between his arms here. He's got a nice in to out swing path. It's a very, very accurate swing, obviously. I would assume that his ball striking will improve with his shorter backswing. But how much of distance is he sacrificing? We'll see as he plays more tournaments. But overall, his swing looks really solid. He didn't score wonderfully, but he was encouraged about his round, and it was fun to watch him out there. So hopefully he can continue to improve and continue ball striking the way Tiger does, and we'll see more wins to come, hopefully, for Tiger Woods.